Terry.
Cheers, Terry.
Oh, well then, let's get back to the reception before the booze runs out.
Get off all right, did they?
Aye, for better or worse.
What have they gone for their honeymoon? Norway, is it?
Aye. Oh, no.
What's up?
He's only forgotten his manual.
Why would he need a manual?
Well, they haven't had any practical experience.
Why?
Mind you, what you can learn from books and a few indoor exercises, especially with his sense of balance. I went with him the other week, you know, to for practice. We found a slope, an old slag heap just off the A1. And he was never off his back. Mind you, neither was she. I spent all the time picking them up and dusting them down.
You take your duties as best man very seriously.
God knows how they'll get on over there, in and out of them sticks.
Don't be so nervous, Pet. You can unfasten your seatbelt if you like and smoke if you wish.
I'll keep mine on. There might be turbulence ahead.
There's nothing to worry about. We're up now. What can happen?
Oh, only a collision, or pilot error, or sabotage, or metal fatigue.
Look, you've got far more chance of being killed in a motor car than you have in an aeroplane. It's a well-known fact.
That wing's wobbling.
It's supposed to. It doesn't mean it's got fatigue. It means it's windy out there. Oh, look. There's a North Sea oil ring.
I don't want to look, thank you.
Oh, it's just like out of the troubleshooters.
I don't want to look. When I fly, I try to pretend I'm in some sort of tubular bus. I try to forget that I'm really at 30,000 feet and my life hangs by a thread.
The trouble with nervous flyers is they unsettle everyone else.
How do you mean?
Well, insisting so loudly we sat next to the emergency exit. You could see how it unsettled people. And then when the stewardess did that life jacket drill and you got up and did it with her, I mean, it unnerved the whole aeroplane.
When we're plummeting towards the icy waves of the North Sea, you'll thank me for being sat next to the emergency exit. No one wants to face up to it.
Face up to what, darling?
Danger, reality, peril. Look, safety's the big thing about flying, right? But nobody wants to admit it. Oh, no, you never see a glossy ad for an airline saying, fly with us, we haven't had a crash recently. They're always trying to seduce you into trivial things like the food and the stewardess's hemlines.
Still, does take your mind off metal fatigue.
Has everybody gone, Mr. Chambers?
Aye, they've drunk us dry, lad. Except for my secret hoard. Hey, up! Get yourself a glass.
You're still here, though, Butt.
What? Ah, yeah. Just quietly reflecting on life and counting the cost of having a daughter.
What about your other daughter?
What? Other daughter?
Susan, the bridesmaid. Thelma's sister.
Oh, Susan! Ah, she'll be next. Where is she, by the way?
I don't know, I was asking you.
Oh, she'll be back at the house with all the other relatives. That's another reason I'm here. Oh, they're a desperate lot, they are. You married?
Separated.
Oh, I remember.
Just one of those things.
Marriage is a funny business. No, it's not funny at all.
I think marriage is a wonderful thing. It beats the hell out of being blind and crippled any time.
They'll be all right, them two. Thelma and, what's it,
Bob.
Bob, yeah, he's a nice lad.
So Susan's gone back to the house, has she?
Susan?
Your other daughter. Your unmarried single daughter.
Oh, Susan! Ah, she'll be back at the house.
Oh, no, I thought I'd better see if things were all right, like, you know, what with me being best man and her being bridesmaid.
I know what you thought. Eh? You thought you'd go wheeling in there, didn't you? Eh? She's engaged, you know.
I know, but he's in Toronto, isn't he?
Well, you might be lucky and catch her with her loyalties down. There's nothing like a wedding for making people randy. Look at these two here.
Well, they're married, surely.
Not to each other.
Aye, well, cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, have a drop more.
All right, then. Absent friends.
What?
Bob and Thelma.
Oh, I have some friends. I thought you were talking about my relative.
We'll get 30,000 feet now. Bob will be in the throes of his in-flight panic, because he's a terrible flyer, you know. Always sits next to the aisle, won't look out of the window and won't leave his seat.
What happens when he wants to go to the lavatory?
He doesn't go.
Doesn't go?
Doesn't want to cause any unnecessary movement.
He can't go on very long flights then, can he?
No, that's why they're only going to Norway. It's within his bladder range. Come on, then. I better get you back to the house.
I know why you want to get back to my house. You want to get to grips with my daughter Susan, don't you?
What's that about your Susan?
Oh, would you like to know, eh?
Hello, Susan.
Dad, I have strict instructions to get you home, dead or alive.
Preferably dead.
Mum says that your relatives she's looking after.
Oh, aye. I'll just go and water me horse. Now, come on there, Maisie Mill. They'll chuck you out the Derby and Joan Club, you know.
Did they get off all right then?
Aye, for better or worse.
What are you going to do now then? Without him?
Well, I thought I'd start going out with girls. I thought I'd start right away. I thought I'd start by asking somebody not a million miles away what she's doing tonight.
Maisie, what are you doing tonight?
Seriously, I mean, do you fancy going out a bit later, you know, for a drink or a meal or anything you like?
Oh, I can't, Terry. Honestly. I'd love to, but, well, I've got to give me Mum a hand with that house full.
Or maybe later.
All right. Not that there's anywhere to go later.
There might be. I've got the key to Bob's house. Well, I see your mother's place somewhere, but he told me if ever I wanted it, I could pick it up and use his house.
Use it for what?
Well, you know, there's the colour telly or the new stereo. I could show you Thelma's new stair carpeting.
I've seen Thelma's new stair carpeting.
Never by moonlight.
You got all the patter, haven't you? You know you've been wasting it on Bob all these years. Oh.
Thanks very much. Oh, go to Noti. Please. Go to Noti.
I think he means good night in Norwegian.
Ah, good night. Well, that's what I said, more or less. They're not very bright, these Norwegians, are they?
Darling, you've only met two, him and the receptionist.
He wasn't so clever either.
Well, perhaps he didn't understand you. Perhaps it's your pronunciation.
I said it quite clearly. No, got Torden. What time's dinner? No, got Torden.
Oh, Bob.
What's so funny?
You were asking him what time does this train leave?
Well,
Blame him for looking a bit puzzled.
I wasn't far out. It's a stupid language anyway.
Oh, come on. We've arrived. We're on our honeymoon. What's Norwegian for do not disturb? Shouldn't you have carried me across the threshold?
I would have done, but I still feel a bit queasy from that turbulence. Did you pack the stomach powders?
Oh, Bob, you do know how to sweep a girl off her feet.
Well, I will do when my tummy's settled.
Well, it's a nice room, isn't it? There's lots of cupboard space.
Where's the television?
We don't need television, Pet. Besides, it would be a Norwegian. The dining room looked nice, didn't it? And the troll bar.
Well, surely westerns would be in English.
Now, shall I wear my après-ski tonight, even though we haven't yet?
Pardon?
I said even though we haven't yet.
Well, we will do when my tummy's settled.
Look, take one of these. You shouldn't have had so much to drink in the aeroplane.
Well, it was so cheap, I couldn't resist it.
You couldn't resist that stewardess's cleavage, you mean? You've always had a thing about girls in uniforms.
Who has?
You have.
No, I haven't. Not uniforms, smocks, yes. Girls in florist shops and hairdressers, in those thin pale blue nylon things, because you know they've taken their dress off underneath. Yes, I do like smocks.
I wish I brought one with me.
No, it's Terry that's got a thing about uniforms, garage pump attendants and bus conductresses. The other day we were in Granger Street on the way to the match and he saw this coloured meter maid. Just stopped him in his tracks and his eyes glazed over with purple lust.
Does he count a bridesmaid's dress as uniform?
Why?
Well, it's just the way he was looking at Susan this afternoon.
Oh, well, he'll be all right there.
Pardon?
With Susan, she was hardly indifferent. I mean, I thought it was on.
Thought it was on? Thought what was on?
On? You know, on. A fella looks at a girl and he can tell if it's on or not. Like with that coloured meter maid.
Oh, it was on with her, was it?
Well, it would have been if we hadn't been late for the match.
Typical male chauvinistic conceit.
Oh, Thelma, pet, don't let's have a row. Don't let's worry about Terry Collier and Susan. Terry's probably sitting comfortably at this moment waiting for match of the day on our colour telly.
How? How can he be watching our colour telly?
Oh, I left the key for him. Didn't I tell you?
Most certainly didn't. You left him the key to our lovely new home.
Well, he's doing us a favour, Pet. I mean, it's best to keep the place aired and people are delivering things all week.
And you'll be abusing our new king-size bed with a procession of uniformed women.
Thelma, please. I didn't want to leave the house unattended. A house full of lovely presents in these days of rising crime.
Oh, even though he's 100 miles away, he's still here, isn't he?
No, he isn't. It's just you and me here, together, in our honeymoon hotel. That's better. Oh, Thelma.
You think it's on, do you?
Pet, where'd you get these vulgar expressions?
From my husband.
Never mind about après-ski. What about before dinner?
Oh, I'm glad your stomach's settled.
Hello, operator. I'd like to make a call to Norway, please. Yes, Norway. Reros, R-E-R-O-S 3156. What? Oh, this is 51717. Yeah, it's a personal call to a Mr. Ferris. Yes, as in wheel. My name is Collier. Yes, as in pit.
Mum says she's no recollection of Bob giving her the key.
Oh, there's no mad rush.
But you just spent the last hour looking for it.
Well, there's no panic. I mean, there's no urgency.
She'll probably remember in the morning. I think it's all been a bit much for her. What with the wedding and Dad's relatives and the reception. And my Aunt May's fox terrier getting half suffocated.
Well, I didn't mean to sit on him.
No one blames you.
The dog did. And your mother certainly did.
Well, Terry, I'm afraid you're not one of my mother's favourite people.
Don't tell me. And when she clears up in the morning, every drink stain, every fag burn, and every grounding vol au vent will be down to me. Not to mention the missing goldfish.
Well, he'll turn up somewhere.
Does he often go off on his own like that?
Never done it before. Look, I'm going to leave this room for the morning. Let's go and have that drink. We've got time and we could certainly do it.
Oh, well, look, don't you think you'd better go and get your coat and things first?
Oh, I don't think I need it. We'll take Dad's car.
Oh, you need a coat. It's bitter out.
All right. I better put my face on.
Yes, you'd better. Ring, you bastard. What do they pay you for? Mr. Chambers. George.
What is it? What? I haven't missed much of the day, have I?
No. I'm sorry, look, but I wanted to ask you something.
Where's the wife?
Upstairs in bed.
Right, get me a bottle opener.
Look, Bob didn't leave you a key, did he? The key to his new house?
Key? Key?
Well, I was supposed to pick it up, you see.
Why?
Well, to let people in, deliveries and such like.
Who the hell's going to deliver stuff at this time of night?
Some people might, but some people get the chance.
Here, I just recollect. Have a look in that jacket pocket. That jacket pocket there. Any look?
There's a betting slip.
Oh, you can throw that away.
Half a smoked salmon sandwich.
Here, have a look in that top drawer. That top drawer there. Is it there?
No. But the goldfish is.
Oh, dear. How is he?
Doesn't look too clever to me. He's a bit green around the gills.
Nobody'll notice. He was never very active.
Here it is. Oh, hey, Susan. Are you going to have that drink or not?
I'm just putting my face on.
You needn't bother with that. You look marvellous. Oh, I think that might be for me.
Hello?
Hello? What? Oh, no, forget it, operator, no. Well, just say that Mr. Collier called and there's nothing to worry about.
You sure there was no other message, Pat?
Of course I'm sure.
You're not keeping something from me, Bob, are you?
There was no other message. Only that a Mr. Collier rang and said not to worry.
Terry rings up up in the middle of the night from England and says not to worry. I'm worried sick.
Well, it would probably just be a honeymoon gag. He was probably furious we weren't in bed.
No, I think it's something to do with the house.
What, love?
The house, our lovely new house, the key to which you gave him.
We've been through all that, Thelma.
Did you tell him how to use the immersion heater?
What? Yes, of course.
And the central heating?
Yes.
And where the stopcock is?
Look, Terry's perfectly capable of finding a stopcock. Should the need arise.
House has probably been flooded by now, but not to worry.
Look, Petal, if there'd been something seriously wrong, he would have rung again. That phone call was over an hour ago.
House has probably been burnt to the ground, but not to worry. I shan't be able to sleep.
Wasn't sleep I had in mind.
I won't be able to do that either.
Of course you will.
Oh, you had enough of that before dinner.
Oh, I see. I see. You're going to be the sort of wife that rations it.
And you're going to be the sort of husband who's insensitive to a woman's moods.
Well, I would have thought that on the first night of our honeymoon...
Look, Bob, I've got other things on my mind. Now is not the right time.
According to our young married's advice booklet, it said it's wrong to assume there's a right time and a right place.
Oh, fine.
It said the sitting
fine.
rooms...
We'll go down to the troll bar now. Or we'll do it on the aeroplane going back and take your mind off metal fatigue.
You know fine well that's not what I meant. I just thought, Thelma, that you would have been more liberated.
Oh, you're liberated, are you?
I'd think so, yes.
Coming from the man who brought 3 pairs of paisley pyjamas on his honeymoon.
Pardon?
And earmuffs and stomach powders.
The earmuffs are for the nursery slopes.
Where you'll want to make love tomorrow morning, no doubt.
I'm afraid it's still a bit unlived in.
It's just like a stand at the Ideal Home exhibition.
Oh, I'll be a bit more cosy when I've drawn the curtains.
You know, you don't feel you should sit on the seats in case you crease them.
They're there to be sat on.
There's some more presents. Blankets.
Would you like a drink, Susan?
Oh, I don't think Bob will have anything in, will he?
Always bound to have something tucked away somewhere for emergencies. Yes, there we are. Vodka.
No, this feels like living. Oh, wine glasses, that's useful.
Yes, isn't it? Hold this.
You can't open the presents.
Why not? They're going to be open sometime.
Well, say when.
When? There you go.
Are you sure Bob can afford this?
That's very good for your vodka. Very good effect. I was only a welder in a tin plate factory when I discovered it.
Well, is there nothing to put in it?
It's the best way to drink it, neat. Then we can smash the glasses in the fireplace.
Does Thelma know you've got the key to the house?
I don't know why.
Well, it's just she's so house-proud.
Well, I'm doing them a favour, aren't I? Peak hours for crime this time of night. All these new things lying about.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't put your glass on there. Not on that new coffee table.
Come on, then. Come and sit down. Make yourself at home. Cheers.
Cheers.
Absent friends.
Absent friends. Oh, I think it's very romantic.
What?
A skiing honeymoon.
Yeah, well, it might have its problems. Bob left his manual in the taxi.
All that snow and fresh air and chalets and cosy evenings in the cocktail bar.
And long mornings in the fracture clinic. Because he's bound to break something on this honeymoon, you know. He'll spend the entire fortnight in traction, lying there wondering what Thelma's doing with that ski instructor.
What ski instructor?
Well, any of them, they're all the same, ski instructors. Except for the Norwegians, they're the worst.
Well, how do you work that out?
Well, they're bound to be. They're Norsemen, aren't they? All that Viking blood. You know what Norsemen are famous for, don't you? Rape and pillage. They don't spend all their time canning sardines.
It's only an all-in charter trip. You have to pay extra for rape and pillage.
Skiing.
Oh, skiing's marvellous. We do a lot of it at home.
You mean Canada, yeah?
Yes.
We being you and your,
Yes, me and my,
fiancé.
Well, unofficially. I mean, nothing's been fixed yet.
What does he do, then?
Oh, he's an accountant.
Hmm?
Well, he's just passed his finals.
And he lives in Toronto, does he?
Yes, but he's English originally, from Luton.
Hmm.
No, thank you.
He was only an accountant from Luton till he discovered vodka. When are you going back, then?
Not till the 21st.
I suppose he'll be wondering what you're up to now.
No idea.
Well, yeah, why should he? I mean, you're an adult. You've got a mind of your own. I mean, Toronto is a long way from here. What I'm trying to say is that what happens here doesn't have any bearing on what happens there. What I'm trying to say is the situation here is not affected by the situation there.
What you're trying to say is, out of sight, out of mind.
That's what I'm trying to say, yes.
I think there's a bit of a Norseman in you, Terry.
Possibly. A lot of Viking blood round here, you know.
Yeah, well, I'm worried about that vodka stirring up your Viking blood. Then what'll happen?
Well, I'm not spending all the night down the high street pillaging the co-op.
Sod it, who the hell's that?
Hello? What? Long distance. Hello, yeah? Hello, Bob. What on earth are you ringing up for?
I was worried.
There's nothing to be worried about. It's perfectly straightforward. Now, look, get a pencil and take this down. One, draw the curtains.
Shut up, you fool. I was worried because you rang up and said not to worry.
Well, that's all right. So what are you worried for?
Look, mate, you don't ring people up in the middle of the night and say not to worry unless there's something to worry about. I was worried sick.
Look, man, all it was, we couldn't find the key to the house, so I rang you. But by the time we'd got through, I'd found it in the goldfish bowl, so I just said not to worry.
Honestly?
Well, honestly, I mean, we're both here in the house now, aren't we?
We?
Susan and me, we're just having a nightcap.
Oh, don't put your glasses on the new coffee table.
All right. How's Thelma?
Thelma is not speaking to me.
God preserve us. Now what?
Well, it's your fault, man, for ringing up like that. You ruined our whole evening.
Well, you haven't exactly helped mine by ringing up now. Well, I can't help it. Well, it's not my fault. Nor is it my fault if Thelma's locked herself in the bathroom. What? Well, of course I know where the stopcock is, should the need arise. Look, I won't mess anything up. What uniformed women? Look, Bob, All right, good night.
Well?
Like I said, all along, there was nothing to worry about. He just couldn't find the key.
So he's broken in, I suppose?
No, he found it. It's in the goldfish bowl. They're there now.
They?
Terry and Susan.
Susan? What's Susan doing there with Terry at this time of night?
Oh, does it matter?
Does it matter? Of course it matters. Susan's engaged to Peter. And Peter's no fool, you know. He can put two and two together.
I should hope so if he's a qualified accountant.
Typical of you to be flippant about infidelity.
Look, they're only having a nightcap.
What?
And no, they didn't put the glasses on the new coffee table.
Look, Terry will be making love to her on our new king-size bed that isn't even paid for yet.
Lucky bloody Terry!
What's wrong? What did I say? Oh, come on, I can tell something's wrong by the way you said nothing.
Well, I just didn't like that remark.
What remark?
To Bob about him not helping you, ringing up at this time of night.
Well...
And saying it to Bob, who'll tell Thelma.
What does it matter?
Well, I do think you were taking things for granted a bit, Terry.
Look, don't worry what Thelma thinks. She's locked in a bathroom in the Arctic. Look, Susan, I'm sorry if...
There's nothing to apologise for, really. It's just the situation. Being at Bob and Thelma's, I suppose.
Well, shall I give you a ring during the week?
Yeah, I'd like that.
Oh, rats! Oh!
I don't think you're a born skier, darling.
It'll come in time.
Oh, I'm glad we came here.
So am I.
Sorry about last night.
Me too.
you feeling very bruised?
Not necessarily.
Good. Because it's wrong to assume there's a right time and a right place.
Thelma, whatever next?
Oh, that's up to you.
Well, I think we should take our ski boots off first.
And I'll tell you another thing. I think we ought to ring Terry later.
Whatever for?
Well, just to tell him what a smashing time we're having. Otherwise, he'll go and tell everyone our honeymoon's been a disaster.
Yes, well, I will do. Later.
Hello? What? All right. Hello, Bob. Oh, I'm fine, thanks. How are you? Thelma out the bathroom yet?
Yeah, she's fine. Fine. Everything's smashing. We're having a really smashing time, really smashing. We've been skiing today. Well, I can do a half turn and a stop. Sometimes. How are you? Look, mate, I'm sorry about last night. I'm sorry if I, How's the house? What glazier? What do you need a glazier for? Well, how did the window come to get broken in the first place? What were you doing up a ladder? The ladder fell where? What do you mean, not to worry? Hello, Thelma. You look lovely. You look lovely. I don't think I've ever seen you looking lovelier.
What's happened to my lovely new home?
Nothing, darling. Absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing. Not to worry. It was only the landing window.
Oh.
But you look ever so lovely.
Even though he's 100 miles away, he's still here in this room. I've got to learn to live with that fact.
Darling, please.
No, Bob, when we go back, I want you to ask Terry to come and live with us. He can have the spare, or I can have the spare and he can move in with you. I mean, I don't know. I'll try to adjust. I'll try to look after you both and not get in the way. And who knows, perhaps when he's out with a meter maid, we can try and catch a few moments together.
Absent friends.